So in today's video, we're going to be going over the 5 pip strategy in detail, telling you where to set your stop losses, where to set your take profit, and why it's so effective. I'll tell you a bit about my background and why you do it, and then we'll do some simulating on some live charts. Now, I want you to remember 2 things. First of all, there's a difference between a trading strategy and money management strategy. A trading strategy is basically a strategy on when you enter the market. So basically for me, it's the binary destroyer. When a set of rules happen, I enter a trade. Once I've entered a trade, it's all about your money management strategy, how we manage those trades, where to set our stop losses and where to set our take profits. So this is what we're going to be going over in today's video. So let's go. So I started my trading career back in 2016 as a binary trader. So that's basically where my skill set lies, trading off the 1 and 5 minute time frame, going for 1, 5, 10 minute expiries. Now I'm not going to get into this whole debate on whether you can make money from binary options, because I spent years making consistent amount of profits with it using my indicator, which is in fact the opposite of what everyone thought. Everyone was like, you can't make money from binary, you can't make money trading your indicator, and there I was making money trading binary with my indicator. But I'm not going to get into that debate, okay, because binary is banned now, you can't trade it, okay, so forget about it. But when I had to make that transition from binary to Forex, it was a little bit different. You know, I'm used to fast-paced in and out trading, 1 5-minute expiries, and then going over to Forex where you've got no expiries, you've just got a stop loss and take profit. It was a different world for me, okay? And even though I can trade Forex, it's not an issue. It's not my style of trading. I like fast-paced. I like to be watching the charts, the candlestick patterns, drawing support and resistance. I like the whole in and out scalping. And the few things I learned from my binary time was achieving a high win ratio, because if you don't achieve a high win ratio in binary, you're not making money. So I was able to do a high win ratio from being consistent and being disciplined and patient, waiting for setups to happen. And when a good setup happens, I was like that in and out, in and out, in and out. So I learned the art of being disciplined and being patient, and also fast-paced trading, reading the 1 and 5 minute time frames, okay? In and out trading. So I took what I learned from binary and incorporated it into my Forex side of trading, and this is where that 5 pip scalping kind of trading came from. So for me, that's where my skill set lies, okay? For you, it might not be. If you don't like fast-paced trading, it's not for you. You know, go over to the higher time frames. We have more traders, more BD members trading the higher time frames than we do the lower time frames, okay? Because not everybody can read the charts super fast like I can, okay? Or like other traders can. I'm not saying I'm the best, but that's where my skill set lies. So, yeah. I trade the 1 and 5 minute time frames. I draw my support and resistance on the 1 hour charts, and yeah, I get in and out scalping. I'm not interested in going for the big, large moves in the market. I'm not interested. My style of trading is this. I load up my computer, I do my trading, I close my computer down, and I go enjoy the rest of the day. I go focus on my either business adventures or investments or whatever. I don't watch the charts 24/7. I'm not interested in what Euro USD is doing this month, if it's making all-time highs. I load up my computer, I do my trading, my scalping, close my computer down and move on. Now what's interesting is if you watch my first video I ever loaded on the 5 pip scalping strategy, it was talking about a member that was doing 100k a month doing this. Now what's interesting is a lot of BD members will know this person. He was actually classed as a binary king, like myself, okay? Me and him pretty much destroyed binary trading back in the day, okay? We were at the top of it. We were on form, okay? And we were on a different level to everyone else. We were smashing it with the binary destroyer. Obviously, with binary being banned now, we moved over to Forex, and both of us incorporated 5 pip strategies, the same thing. So when you see me hitting 100% win ratios, trading 5 pips, it's because of what I learned and what the other person learned years ago with fast-paced in and out trading. So I'll show you some of my results from that. I'll show you the current members' results as well that they're doing trading the 5 pips, and also I will show you some simulating now when to enter a market, where to set your stop losses, where to set your take profits, and maximizing our trades, because that's the crucial thing here. Okay, a lot of traders fail because they don't know what to do when they enter a market. All they care about is the Holy Grail strategy. Once they actually take a trade, they don't know what to do. Once they've took it, they all start panicking. So we're going to go over that now into detail. So let's head over to the charts and I'll show you how to do it. So we're going to go over the 5 pip money management strategy in detail now. Now, at the start of this video, I mentioned the difference between a trading strategy and money management strategy. Now, you need to understand the two differences here. A trading strategy is when a certain set of rules happen for you to enter the market. So basically, your trading strategy. For me, it's the binary destroyer. When certain set of rules are met, I enter the market. Now, what we do after we've entered the market is called our money management trading strategy. Okay, and this is where 99% of traders fail. They focus on the strategy entering the market, but once they've entered the market, they don't actually know what to do. And most traders use too much risk, they don't use the stop loss, or they get greedy and target large amount of pips with large amount of lot sizes and ultimately fail. They just lose money. So you need to understand both ones: trading strategy, money management, and trade strategy. So this is what we're going to go over here now. We're going to simulate some setups, and I'm going to show you the reasons why you should be doing it, when to enter, where to set your stop losses, and where to set your take profit. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go over to my Word document. I'm going to call it trade management. So when we enter a trade, we are looking for 2 things. So let's say for instance, the binary destroyer is giving me an entry point. I decide I'm going to enter this trade. Okay, the first things I'm looking for is our stop plot and exit point. Where's my stop loss going to be if I take a trade, and where's my take profit going to be on this trade? These are the 2 factors will tell us everything there is to know about the setup. Where my stop loss is in pips and where my take profit is in pips. Our main objective once we've took a trade is to maximize our profits and minimize our risk. Lowest risk as possible, but maximize those profits. Okay, and this is what we're going to do in today's video. So we're going to go over now the 5 pips, the positives and the negatives. Now, first of all, the negatives to these 5 pips is, first of all, tight spreads. Because we're only going for 5 pips, we need to trade currency pairs that give us the lowest amount of spreads, and they tend to be USD pairs, the major pairs: Euro USD, USD Chef, USD JPY, GP USD, USD CAD, and AUD USD. Okay, you want to find yourself a broker. We actually have a great partnership with a couple of brokers on our website. You want to find a broker that offers the lowest amount of spreads. IC Markets, Go Markets, their average spread on major currency pairs are around 0.2 to 0.5, so less than half a pip. Okay, the other thing as well, a negative to trading 5 pips, is you get easily stopped out. Okay, because the market is moving so fast in such lower time frames, you can easily get stopped out. So to stop getting stopped out, you need to find your perfect entry, and this again comes down to skill and experience. Okay, it's hard to find the perfect entry, but over time, once you took a couple of trades, maybe a few hundred, you start to get into rhythm and fine tune your entry points in the market. Now, the positives to 5 pip trading is higher returns. I'll go over that in a minute. more frequent setups. So because we're trading the lower time frames, we're going to get more setups more frequently. Okay, like I said, the market is moving 5 pips every single minute of the day. Okay, so I'm going to be getting a lot of setups. Also, you're going to be learning to read the charts faster. In and out scalping, you're going to be making quick decisions, and over time that will have a greater effect on your own personal trading, because you'll be able to see stuff happening as it happens, quick in and out scalping. Okay, and obviously a higher win ratio because you're taking a lot of trades and you're in and out like this. High fast-paced trading, you will get a higher win ratio. Okay, so now let's head over to the charts now, and we're going to simulate some trading. Now I've got my simulator loaded up here, okay, and it lets me pause and rewind charts like this here. Okay, it allows me to pause and rewind. Now I'm going to go over this setup here. Now I know this setup wins, okay, that's regardless of the point. I know this trade wins, but what we're going to do is we're going to simulate taking a live trade, where to set my stop loss and where to take my profit. Okay, now my binary destroyer has decided it's going to pop me a signal. Okay, I've got a BD arrow, the MACD's gone overbought, and believe it or not, we've got a nice bit of resistance area at the top just here. See that? Okay, so a nice little resistance area, got a nice rejection, rejection, rejection. Okay, so we're at a resistance area, we've got a BD arrow, and the MACD's gone overbought or sold. Okay, so that's my 3 entry points to enter the market. So what I'm going to do on this point here is I'm going to wait for the MACD to actually cross over before entering the market. Okay, so we're going to go next bar like this, 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 and just there. So we've just crossed over now. MACD's gone overbought. We're at a resistance area and we got a BD arrow. So now what I'm going to do is enter a trade, and this is what it comes down to, how we manage the trade now once we're in it. Now what's the first thing we do is we look for our stop loss and exit point. So our stop loss always wants to be above the high. So for instance, this trade, I'm not going for 5 pips, I'm going to be going for 21 pips. Okay, so I've got a stop loss of 21 pips. Am I going to get 21 pips out of this trade? Yeah, I could easily get around maybe 50 pips out of this trade. So this is what I do. And this comes down to a personal preference. Okay, I'm not actually going to set a stop loss of 23 pips. What I'm actually going to do is mentally set a stop loss of 23 pips. Okay, so I'm just going to bring up a little line like this. Hold on, insert shape, there we go, line, there we go. So I'm going to set a stop loss here. This is a visual stop loss. I'm not physically going to set a stop loss. Now the reason why I don't physically set a stop loss and only a mental one is because I don't want to get stopped out by trades. What you'll find, and you'll find this a lot when you trade, is how many times have you took a trade, right, and it's done this, it's gone bang against you and then suddenly just dropped. How many times has that happened and you've lost the trade? Okay, and you're frustrated because yes, I made the right decision, but the trades took me out. Okay, so what I do is I look for candlestick patterns. Okay, so to give you an example, let me just get rid of this here. I've completely lost, there we go. So what I do is I check candlestick patterns. If we get a big bullish candle like this and it stays bullish, so we got a big bullish candle like that, okay, it's big green like this and it stays bullish, I will close the trade manually in a loss. If we get something like this, right, let me give you an example here. Okay, this this is my kind of body, and we get something like this. So price goes up, rejects, and comes back down. This tells me that we are rejecting from this level. Okay, now if I had an actual stop loss here, I'd get took out, I'd lose the trade. But because I mentally visually set a stop loss in my mind, but not actually physically set one, I haven't got took out. So let's go back here. Okay, let's go back here, and I take this trade. Okay, so let's actually enter a trade on this one here. I'm going to take 2 trades. I'm going to not set a stop loss, and I'm going to take 2 trades. One at 25 pips, giving me a nice 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. And in fact, I'm actually going to set another one at 50 pips, like that. Okay, so you can see here I've took 2 trades, and this is how I do it. You will find as well when I'm trading my account, this small £6 trading account, you will see that I always take 2 trades. As you can see here, I've took 2 trades today, and if you look at my current month, I'm still 100%. You will see that I take 2 trades. I always take 2 trades. Okay, just because I want to maximize, going back to what I said here, is I want to minimize my risk but maximize my returns. So I've took 2 trades here. As the trade there you go, as the trade goes down now, you will see my first trade hit take profit. What I then do is I will move my stop loss. I'll actually bring a stop loss into play now and move it down, becoming risk-free. So in a situation right now, I've took profit on a trade, and also I've got another trade running, but it's risk-free because I brought my stop loss to break even, which means now it risk-free. I'm either going to break even or I'm going to hit 50 pips. On this occasion here, hopefully it does hit 5 pips. There we go. Okay, it hits 50 pips. So there we go. Nice in and out scalping. Now I want to draw your attention to this here. Stop loss in 5 pips, take profit in 5 pips. This is going to go on about the higher returns. If you set a lower stop loss, so let's say a couple of months down the line, you perfect this strategy, you'll get the perfect entry and you understand what I'm trying to teach here, and you go for 5 pip stop losses, 10 pip stop losses, your take profit is always going to be a 1-to-1. But as soon as it goes to a 1-to-2, so see here, I'm risking 5 pips to make 5 pips. That is a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. Here, I'm risking 5 pips to make 10 pips. So that's a 1-to-2. 5 pips to 15 pips is a 1-to-3. 5 to 20 is a 1-to-4, 1-to-5, a 1-to-6. So a 1-to-6 means that I'm risking 5 pips, but I'm making 6 times more back. So in example here, my stop loss would be 5 pips, which would be £10, but my take profit was £45. Okay, and this is what I want you to do over time. This is high, fast-paced, high compounding trading. Okay, rather than just setting a trade and going, okay, I'm going to take a trade, I'll go with a 20 pip stop loss and I'll go with a 50 pip take profit. Let me just do that properly. 50 pip take profit. Rather than just doing this, what I'm doing is I'm getting a tighter stop loss. So I'm getting a better entry, I'm getting a tighter stop loss, and then I'm going to maximize my return. So what we're going to do now is, I don't know what actually happens after this now. I haven't actually simulated this far. I only stopped at that one trade. Let me find you a setup that I would take, and then we would do it again. Okay. So first of all, I want to see if there's any stop losses. I want to see if there's any support and resistance. Okay, we've come up here. So let me just find you one more setup. Let me just pause it for a sec. Okay, so I found this setup that I would take. It's not as good as the previous setup, but I like it. Okay, we've got a BD signal. MACD's just coming up overbought, and my third and final confirmation is, guess what? Support and resistance. We've got a nice little resistance area at the top there. You can see here. We've got a number of touches. Definitely rejection there, definitely rejection there. So I'll take this trade. Okay, so my strategy's given me a entry point. I'm going to enter this market. Okay, I'm not going for fixed stop loss and take profit, right? So let me just zoom in like this so I can actually see it better. There we go. Okay, there we go. Right, so MACD's gone overbought. Okay, I'm going to enter this trade here. I'm probably going to enter just there. Okay, we're just about to cross over. Here we go. So I'm going to enter the market just here. What's the first thing I look for? Guess what? My stop loss and exit point in this trade. So my stop loss is going to be 8 pips. So here we go. Here's a nice little setup. 8 pips. So 8 pip stop loss. Okay, remember what I said. I'm not going to visually set I'm not going to physically set a stop loss, but we're just going to put a stop loss here, okay, of 8 pips. So where's my line here? There we go. So if price stays above this line here, I will close it off in a loss. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set, because that's an 8 pip stop loss, or I haven't actually physically set a stop loss, there we go, 8 pips. So I'm going to take 2 trades here, so a sell on there, and I'm also going to take another one, let's say 16 pips, shall we? Or should we not set a stop loss? Let's not set a stop loss, take profit, and let's just target it, right? So there we go. I need to actually bring, there we go. Okay, so I'm in this trade. Let's manage the trade. So hopefully my first trade does win. Okay, no price is going against me. So I'm constantly watching. Because we're scalpers now, I'm watching to see what happens. So we're definitely rejecting from this zone. You can see that here. We're rejecting from this zone here. We've got a number of wicks on top. See that there? Wicks, 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 wicks. So we're definitely seeing a rejection at this level. Again, we're at a resistance area, so that would explain why we're rejection. Here we go. A nice little spike out. So if I'd physically set a stop loss here, I would lose this trade. Okay, game over, I've lost the trade. But because I haven't actually set a stop loss, I haven't actually lost this trade. But look at the trade. We've got a rejection wick now. Okay, so if the next candle closes, oh no, it's a red candle, so we're still good. Okay, there's our second rejection. Again, I would have got took out if I'd physically set a stop loss. Now, I would only, again, I would just hindsight here, I would only close this off in a loss if this here was bullish. If this candle stayed bullish, signifying that we're going to go higher, I would close it off in a loss, right? And you've got to learn, if you're going to be a trader, to do that. You've got to be able to learn to trade closes off in a loss and accept them. A lot of traders can't accept losing. They can't accept losing money, but you've got to do it if you're a trader. For me, it's just part of the game. You've got to do it. So here, okay, let me just get that here. Luckily, we didn't set a stop loss, so we haven't got took out. Now look at this engulfing candle. It's great. Injection wick on top, second injection wick on top. Now we got an engulfing candle. We should start to come down now. Okay, hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, great. So we've now gone into our entry point. Hopefully our first trade gets hit. Great. Now what I do is I've got another trade open. What I will do is I will move my stop loss to break even. Then it becomes risk-free and maximize those pips. So hopefully we go a little bit lower. I'm just going to set a target. I'm just going to set a target now on which I'm going to close the trade in a loss. I'll probably close it around here somewhere. Okay, you can see here, nice little next support line. So if that trade comes down, there we go. There we go. I'm going to close it off close all, close there. Did I take another trade? I don't think I took another trade. Oh, apparently I didn't. But yeah, this would be where I'd close that trade. We've got a nice little break and retouch here. And that is how you do it. That is how you fine-tune your trading skills to get the perfect entry. Is how to minimize your risk and then maximize those profits. But just remember 3 things. First of all, you've got to learn about stop losses. You've got to learn about closing trades in a loss. If you're not going to physically set a stop loss like me, you've got to get into the habit of accepting losses and be able to close a trade in a loss. If you look at my trading history, okay, I've done pretty much 100% for the current month. You can see here, and you see I average, sometimes I close the trades off early because I don't like it. Sometimes I'll go on and get 5 pips, 7 pips. Okay, it all depends on how I'm reading the charts, and this is something you will be able to learn over time. If you look at let's look at the last 3 months. You will see some losses. You'll see that I closed some trades in losses. So you can see here I've closed this trade off in a 2 pip loss. Obviously I didn't like it. I've closed these trades off in 11 pip loss, a 10 pip loss. But you know what? I've also gone on to close this trade in 25 pips profit. This trade went to 12 pips profit. This trade went to 15 pips profit, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so don't just have this set 5 pip strategy in your head. Yes, we have a target of 5 pips, but if we like the trade, we can maximize it. And if we don't like it, we can close it off early. I'll actually show you as well. This is that other trader's results as well. And you can see here, he's exactly the same as me. You can see here, it's so great to wake up in the morning, open up my laptop and see I've made $6,000 while I sleep, 5 pips take profit. And as you can see here, he's made a nice little 5 pips take profit. Again, if we actually just scroll down, because you can see our actual conversation here, yeah, it's all you need. Like my stop loss is always around 5 to 10 pips. Not bad for a day's work. So again, this person's made 18 grand in a day. And look at it. 3 pips, 5 pips, 2 pips, 1 pip, 5 pips, 2 pips, 10 pips, 0.6 pips. You actually close this in a loss. But you get the idea, okay? Fast pace, in and out scalping. Bang, 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 bang. So yes, I hope this video was educational. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something from it. If you have any questions, do drop me an email, thebinarydestroyer@gmail.com.